welcome to episode 5 of Fuzzy People. I'm your host, Jesse Nicholas, and with me, as always, is our other host,
Mr. Richard Knaljuk.
Hey, Richard.
Hey.
Hey. And it's a special night because my roommate and our new music liaison, Mr. Tony Melville, is joining us in the studio.
Hello, everyone out there listening.
Not robotic at all, Tony. Perfect.
Let me tune him up.
We have a very special guest. He is one of the producers of the Best Medicine show. That's every Sunday at 8:30 for the doors. Show starts at 9, and that's at the California Clipper. And he also runs one of my absolute favorite open mics. This is not an open mic. Very funny comedian, Blake Burkhart.
Hello, thanks for having me. This is awesome. It's great to be here, yes. Yeah. I feel great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Well, let's see. It's been a gorgeous day. Actually, this whole week has been really nice.
Beautiful Saturday.
Yeah. What a better way to spend it than day drinking and making a podcast, right?
Right.
Nothing better. Richard, did you do anything good last night?
Did I do anything good last night? Oh, I went to a bar right after work, and this particular bar, which is very close by our workplace, they do half price drinks. So even a delirium tremens, which would normally cost you like $8-10 a pint, is like an affordable $4.
Yeah.
So had me a bit of that. I had some PBRs, which were even cheaper. And
they might as well just give them away.
I know.
They're taking 50% off.
You want a PBR? Here you go.
Just take it.
So yeah, and then my girlfriend and I we did that all night pretty much, and then got off after we left. We learned recently the fine art of the exit. Eventually, it becomes a shit show, and you don't want to be around for that. No. With coworkers, so you just dip out. You just kind of leave and let them take care of their shit.
Yeah. It's much easier. The Irish goodbye. It's the best kind.
Don't say hello or don't say bye.
No. Yeah, you just leave.
Yeah,
they'll figure it out.
So we left, and we hopped back on the train. Got off at Western, and I was pleasantly sauced. So I don't know, drunk dialed a bunch of friends I haven't heard from in a while, and shit's still good.
So
I'm loving
very
it.
productive Friday.
Yeah.
Very productive Friday.
Very much so. Yeah, it was good. How are your Fridays, Mr. Blake?
Well, it's funny you bring up the Irish goodbye because I try to do that, but I can't really do it. I feel like I have to say goodbye to everyone that I know, like always, and I shouldn't be like that, but I am. And like another side to that is like even like my mom's dog, like when I leave my mom's house and the dog's in the other room, I feel like I have to go and say goodbye to the dog. Like I don't know, it's just like I have these like I should just get used to just leaving bars when it's appropriate, but I feel like I just go in and like start saying goodbye and then have like another drink or two.
It's your goodbye drink.
Yeah. The point is I'm awful at goodbyes. I think that's what I'm really getting at.
Better than the movies. They don't say bye on the phone. You know.
Who does? You say bye on the phone?
Of course.
What are you? Some kind of human being?
Yeah, I'm a real person, damn it.
Do you literally say goodbye, or do you say like
I expect to see them later, so I don't say goodbye, but I say later or catch you later.
Yeah, I do that most times. Yeah,
things like that.
I feel weird not saying goodbye to people because I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just like built in. Like even like I said earlier, like even with dogs, I like want them to know when I'm leaving.
Like we're not in an action movie or something. It's like, all right, I'm here at the train station. I found it. All right. Click.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Whisper bye after you do so.
I'll see you.
See, I'm not good in crowds of people anyway, so like it's just so much easier for me to just slink out and not say a word to anybody. It works perfectly every time because everyone's just like, "Oh, you were at this thing, right?" And I was like, "No, I didn't. I didn't go there with everybody. I went home."
To be honest, a few times that I have done that and just left without saying goodbye to anyone, I've been happy that I did it, but I just don't embed that in my mindset. I should just start doing that always. It's way better than like walking back in and being like, I want to let you know I'm leaving. Goodbye. That's like dorky. I don't like that about myself.
How was your Friday?
Well, Fridays are a weird thing for me because at work I close Friday nights and then I open Saturday mornings. I work at a bar, so like I don't get out of work until after midnight, and then I have to get up at 8:30 the next morning to be back. And usually, like I'll get out of work and it's like, oh, I should go home, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta wait a half hour for the bus. So then I have a beer, which turns into like 4 beers, and then I end up going out to a bar because people are like, oh yeah, we're going to this bar, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of by my house, so I'll go with you. And then
Everything's kind of by your house.
So yeah, I spent all night slinging Butterburgers and cheese curds to drunk Blackhawks fans, and then
Nice.
got too drunk and came back here, and Jesse and his girlfriend were here. They had just gotten home from something, and I somehow got convinced at 3 in the morning that I should go buy more beer, even though I had to get up in like 5 hours. And thankfully, the liquor store was closed. So I just went for a nice walk and then went to bed.
Well, we briefly mourned the passing of Community.
Oh yeah.
You made it through about 15 minutes of the pilot. And then you were like, no, sleep. Sleep time.
At this point in time, we've now learned
Yeah, it's done.
Community's been
It's
canceled.
so sad. Do you care, Blake?
Hasn't it been canceled like 4 times? Like, what are we really saying? Like, this is another cancellation? Is this one officially like it?
Who knows? I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm the least informed person.
I
just got a text from Tony, who doesn't even watch that much TV.
I like Community a lot. But on an upside, Dan Harmon is part of what I think is the best show on TV right now, is Rick and Morty.
Fucking
Rick and
Just
Morty.
wrapped up season 1, and
Yeah.
that was the funniest season of anything I've seen in a long time.
I know. I watched all of it in one day because Nick Martin posted something on Facebook. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's on YouTube, and I was like, I'm gonna kiss your mouth for this. It's the greatest show. It's the greatest show.
Yeah. I think, like, amongst, like, the people I know, like, a lot of them are, like, comedy nerds that just will post about everything that's a new show or whatever, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. So there was a lot of those people talking about Rick and Morty, but then, like, I showed it to my girlfriend, roommate, who, you know, whatever, we're breaking up, but we still live together. But I showed that show to her, and she loved it, and she's not like a comedy dork. So I think it's like an accessible show that everyone could love, and it's also like if you're a real like comedy nerd, you'll probably like just eat it up. It's an amazing show. So Rick and Morty.
Well,
like,
didn't it
give
get
a thumbs up?
Didn't it get better ratings than Community this season? Like its first season on Late Night Adult Swim, I heard it got better ratings than Community.
You know, yeah. Like I think I saw the first episode and had like medium expectations, and the first episode like blew me away, and then I was just obsessed, and it just got better and better. It's a fucking hysterical show, and it's really unique and good in a good way. But Community is like the same way. But I think being on a major network, if you're doing like alt comedy on a major network, you're sort of like
There's much higher expectations for a network anyway.
yeah, and it's almost like an impossible uphill battle. Like look at Arrested Development. Like that should have been the best show ever. That should have been the next Seinfeld, or like that good of ratings. But the
Fox
ratings,
is dumb.
yeah, like if you put a show on Fox or CBS or NBC or anything, like people that watch those channels don't get that sense of humor, and that's why those great shows get canceled.
I'm surprised Bob's Burgers is doing as well. So
Yes.
because
That's a great point.
Yeah, like
I think
they
they're
are notorious for just axing good shows.
I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I never like keep track of ratings, but like I love Bob's Burgers, but I'm surprised that there's no signs of that getting canceled or.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they're looking for an alternative to Simpsons. Honestly, I mean they had that with like Family Guy, but. And I don't even know if Family Guy's still on. Like it came back, everyone was like, "Yay!" And then whatever. That's my feelings towards it.
Family Guy will go down in history as like the show that was canceled, and then like the fans brought it back, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But when the fans brought it back, it was like good for a bit, and now it's like not my cup of tea. Really, like it's a good show. It's not a great show. It's not nearly as funny as Rick and Morty or like any other Adult Swim thing going on.
Yeah.
But I think they're sort of trying to appease the general audience too much, and it doesn't work. I don't know. That's just my take on it.
Also they've been going for a very long time too, and it's kind of hard to keep up. How many years has Family Guy been on at this point?
I don't know.
Like over
That's a great
decade,
question.
right?
Oh, well over a decade. Yeah. I think it probably started when I was in high school, so probably 15 years. Since it started. I could be wrong about that, but that's what it.
It's certainly been a while.
Yeah, it has.
My Friday.
How was your Friday?
Now that we've Family Guy.
So much Family Guy. No, actually, my lady took me to the key ingredient cook-off for the reader. It was really fun. Got to eat a lot of weird food and open bar, and it was very fun. Have you guys ever had tripe? Anyone?
No.
Nope.
No? You guys know what it is?
Yes.
it's I believe it's sheep's stomach, right? Yeah. I ate some sheep's stomach last night, you guys.
Glorious.
The trick is not to make eye contact because it's got like little like hooks and shit. Like because it's got like it looks like it came from a sheep. It looks like organ meat because it's organ meat. It's real gross, real chewy. I don't recommend it. It was weird. There are these bomb ass tacos made with like tamarind and there's like some weird coleslaw on top, and I was bummed because they didn't win, and I had 3 of those tacos. They were so good. What won though was these weird like pickled fish shooters, like a shot that was like pickled fish. I don't know.
Were there chunks in it?
I think so. I didn't get close enough because that sounds awful. I did not want to get roped into that. But yeah, it was a good drinky Friday.
Yeah,
Lots
good
of-
Friday.
Yeah,
I can tell when I got home.
yeah,
With the state you guys are in.
yeah. I could tell. I could tell when I went to the mic today, and I was like, I cannot do high energy right now. It's sad when I realized like a lot of my bits rely on me being very like happy and loud. I'm like, shit, you can't do that hungover. You cannot do that.
Now when you got a rock in your stomach and something vibrating in your head.
Or an entire frozen pizza in my stomach. All right, I think we'll be right back after these non-messages.
Oh, sorry.
Yo.
Is that long enough for...
welcome back to a beer cracking fuzzy people. Now, we've heard that Blake has a story of how he's been rabble-rousing in the Chicago comedy scene. Stirring up trouble, I see.
Oh, yeah. Always, man. As good a place to start as any.
Sure. Tell us about your crimes.
Who needs a second take?
Oh, man. Well, I see Jesse almost everywhere I go, so we're on the same boat.
Yeah, we're in pretty similar schedules.
Yeah.
I like I've been trying to try and do new rooms as best I can, like try and switch it up, but there's just a ton of stuff. I gotta say though, Pint, the beer belly mic, that's have you been to that one yet?
Oh, yeah. I think I was at the first one, and then the second one, and then I haven't been back since, but not because I don't like it. I love that mic. I just have been busy on Wednesdays.
There's a lot of stuff Wednesdays.
Good to keep busy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, like, Cole's open mic on Wednesday is, like, sort of, like, I feel like the epicenter of the Chicago comedy scene, and it has been since I started.
I find it very intimidating.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
I didn't realize that. You have to go to that.
What makes it intimidating?
That's a fucking monolith of an open mic. Like it has a mythos, man. Like Cameron Esposito started it and shit, right? Like
yeah, but
there's
I mean, you got to put all that behind you because like
I'm a man who lives in stories. Like I read almost like that's what I do. I live in fiction worlds.
Yeah,
so, like it's hard not to.
I think every like great Chicago comic that has like gone on to other things has spent a lot of time at the Coles mic, at least in the last like few years. Because I don't know, there's something about that room. Like people actually, this is the thing is like I run an open mic, and the only people that show up to my open mic are other comedians. So we're telling jokes to each other, and then we take turns telling jokes, basically. Which is, don't get me wrong, it's so much fun. I'll never stop doing that. But Cole's, like, they have comedians telling jokes that some of them are amazing comedians that have been doing it for 10 years plus and have TV gigs and things like that and are successful do-it-for-a-living comedians. And then there's guys that, like, are on their first week of doing comedy, and they show up there. And everybody gets up, everybody does a set, and then meanwhile, like, regular people show up and sit down in the seats in front of the stage and watch the open mic. And that's, like, pretty one of a kind. Like, that's it's hard to get that.
Yeah, it's very rare.
It doesn't make any sense.
Wait.
Like, it's
Regular folks doesn't make any sense? Or
no. The fact that people would come and watch an open mic is, like, amazing to me. Like, I love that they do that, but it sort of is crazy.
I've been...
Oh, no. I went to you with the Studio 720 something like
773.
Yeah, Studio 773.
I haven't been there in a very long
But
time.
I
That's a
remember,
cool
like,
release.
That's a good
They
one.
got bucket beers.
shortly after But no, it was shortly after we moved here, and, like, you were starting to do open mics, and, like, towards the end of the night, the guy who was hosting it, like, pointed at me, he was like, oh, did you want to get up? And I was like, I'm not a comedian, what do you mean? And he was like, what? Why are you here then? Well, yeah, there's definitely that
Hey,
attitude.
funny face. Why don't you get up on stage?
I mean, shit, I brought my sister and her boyfriend to Power Hour one time.
Yeah.
They sat right up front and got a lot of... Well, my sister's boyfriend got some shit from Damon, but who doesn't?
Right.
He was just doing what he does.
Yeah.
But it was, it is kind of weird inviting, because, like, I like to, I enjoy being at these mics, so I'm like, hey, it's a fun Friday night, or it's a fun Saturday, maybe come.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, is, like, I sometimes feel like it's too...
Insular.
Yeah, that's the perfect word. I couldn't even find that word in my brain, but that's the perfect word to describe it. It's like, it's just comedians telling jokes, and like when we hear each other's jokes, we'll laugh really hard, or if someone goes off of their own joke in a weird way, like everyone will just crack up because it's just we've heard that joke before and then they did it differently, so we'll all laugh really hard. But like I brought friends to open mics and like I'll be laughing like a lunatic and like the whole room of comedians will be laughing, and then my friend will be standing there like, what is like funny about this? Like, am I missing something? Like, this is insane. So sometimes it gets like that where it's just too inside and like but you know, it like ideally, like, comedy is meant for an audience. Like we want to be telling jokes every time we're on stage to people that haven't heard the jokes before. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to find those outlets because there's like a million comedians in the scene.
Well, get yourself an amp and a mic and go on the street. Much better than the guy on...
That's almost what it comes to, yeah.
Much better than the guy on State Street who's just out there railing against other people. You should set up right next to him. Start cracking jokes.
I actually thought about that. Are you talking about the guy in front of... the Old Navy.
Old Navy, yeah. Old Navy.
That's funny you say that because I've had the idea of doing like a 4-minute set while he talks about how like Jesus hates us all. And
you just have almost infinite material right next to that guy.
Yeah.
He just supplies it.
Yeah,
it just comes right to you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the same thing that brings that guy to that street corner is what brings us to the open mic. It's just like ears. Like, we just want fresh ears. It's like a sickness. Like, honestly, it is.
I was going to say, the need for an audience and a brain disorder. I need people.
Yeah.
Why aren't you listening to me?
My joke about getting into comedy is that... I realized I should probably join the Chicago comedy scene because I was very depressed and kind of seeking attention in one way or another. And also I owned like 4 X-Men t-shirts. So
You're in.
Welcome aboard!
And once I started, I was like, oh yeah, this is where I belong. It's like the fucking... kid at the end of the No Rain music video, Blind Melon. You know? Just dance my way into the scene. That's all it took.
No, it took me a little while, but like, it takes me a little while to make friends anyway. But like, it's a very supportive scene. Like, there's a lot of like very funny people making a lot of good stuff, and it's they seem to be very supportive of new people and like. Like, I got invited to parties when I didn't know anybody. And stuff, you know? Like, it's
isn't
nice.
that awesome?
Yeah.
It's like, I think everyone, it's just a bunch of people going through the same, like, struggle. We're trying to say funny things on stage, and we're all kind of sucking at it for the most part. Like, none of us are great, or else we would, you know, be signing deals and, like, doing... like comedy shows.
We're all just comparing Band-Aids.
Yeah. Just like everyone's smoking 1 million cigarettes and drinking 1 million PBRs and just like trying to be funny on stage. It's cool. Like it's my favorite thing that I've ever like tried to do by far.
Oh, me too.
It's definitely my favorite thing about myself is trying to do stand-up comedy.
And it's such a weird, like, it's weirdly such a confidence booster. Like, before I started comedy, I was not a very confident person. I'm still not a very confident person, but I have leaps and bounds after, like, performing.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts?
It's
the same thing
crazy.
for me, yeah. I feel like I have, somewhere I have the recording of the first comedy set I ever did, and it is
cool.
just, oh man, you wouldn't say it's cool if you heard it. You would be like, this is dog shit. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, it's just, like, I just sound like my voice is, like, wavering and, like, just shaky. Like, everything about it just sucks. And all the jokes sucked because, once you start to get a stage confidence, like, the jokes get better because you're like, oh, yeah, I can just say what's really on my mind when I'm on stage. And that's when people are really funny. Like, look at Louis C.K. Like, there's no bigger comedian in the world than Louis C.K.
He is king now.
Yeah. But everything that guy says is fucking honest, and that's why people like him. It's just like he's talking about his own life. And if he was saying some bullshit about, you know, whatever, like who gives a shit? Like some day-to-day shit. People will be like, "Oh, that's stupid," but it's like it's true. Like
People love his day-to-day shit. They want to hear about it.
right, because he can make his day-to-day shit like personal. Like once you make something personal and you can say a personal thing on stage, then the audience will laugh that much harder because they see a little bit in themselves of what you're saying, and that's the whole point, I think, of stand-up comedy in general. Unless you're just like a great one-liner like Ian Abramson we were talking about earlier. That's the funniest dude in the city. He has a lot of silly, amazing one-liners. Honestly, I think Ian Abramson is the funniest dude I've ever met.
Yeah.
But
That's so, like, yeah. It's
that's not necessarily
the complete
personal.
opposite,
But yeah. So if you're like him, then God bless you. But like I can't do that.
Neither can I. I'm not that. I can't write like that. I don't. A lot of my stuff.
Some
is,
people
like,
are just genius
experience-driven.
joke writers, and
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. I just try to riff off of my own life experience until people laugh uncomfortably.
We really
Like
are
right now, like this
Jesse, it was not too long ago, but I remember when you brought me to that weird apartment storefront space with the basement. What is it called?
Oh, that's the parlor.
That's
that
the
was
parlor.
That's Blake's open mic. This is not an open mic.
Yeah.
Blake and very funny Dave Marr.
God,
as
did
well.
Yeah, Dave
it
Myers.
looked so
Future
well.
guest,
guy.
future guest Dave.
Oh, yeah.
he said he'd be on the
Wonderful.
show.
Dave
Yeah.
Myers, super talented guy, good
He's-
friend of mine. Yeah.
He's so funny. Your guys' dynamic at that mic is some of the funniest shit.
Yeah.
Just picking who gets to be the mean one.
Do you play
Well-
good cop, bad cop on stage?
Oh yeah. I mean, forever I was just being mean to him because he comes from an improv background, and like stand up and improv have like a huge rivalry in Chicago. And it's kind of like just like a joke. I don't think anyone takes it seriously, but it's just fun to make fun of improvisers.
It's a majority of North Side crimes.
Right.
It's improv versus stand-up.
Yeah. So I picked on him a lot for the improv background thing, but it's funny because like me and Dave are actually like very good friends, but like we like to go at each other. And as soon as we started running a mic together, we just started just really getting mean to each other, and it just escalated from there. And people seem to enjoy it.
It's such a fun dynamic. It's so like because no matter who just went up, like whether they did well, did poorly, like that dynamic just it just breaks the tension really well. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
It keeps,
thanks for saying that. That's totally the vibe we were going for, is just to make it like a room. It's a Saturday afternoon show, which is like, there's only 2 of those going on in Chicago. The other is Late Breakfast. I want to give them a shout out because that's
those
the most.
Those are my 2 favorites.
Yeah,
Saturday
anyone listening
afternoon show.
that wants to go see an amazing show should go to see Late Breakfast. They get an audience. And
Is it the first Saturday of the month?
I think it's usually the first Saturday of the month.
At the Hideout.
The Hideout, yeah. This month, I don't think that's the case, but I think it's once a month at the Hideout, and you can look it up. It's Late Breakfast. But they make comedians play games on stage while they're doing their sets.
Fun.
Yeah, and like people show
Uncomfortable.
up. It gets really uncomfortable, but it's fun for the audience.
Yeah.
And it's fun
Sounds
for the
fun.
comedians. Like it's a fucking blast. Like
Oh yeah, it's
I,
hard to describe, but it is the most fun thing I've ever witnessed. So
You can tell
shout
that-
out to those guys. Yeah.
Hell yeah! You can tell that Tyler and Danny put a lot of love into it too. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
put so much like of their own time into like making these games and stuff. And it really shows. It really shows.
Yeah.
That's a lovely, lovely time.
And it's a cool way to make like an open mic where basically an open mic in general is like the most depressing thing on earth. I'm not going to name them, but there are some open mics in Chicago that I go to where it's literally just it's in a bar, it's in the back of a bar, and the host will just go up and say their material, and then they'll bring up the next comic, and for 30 comics, people will just go up and do their jokes to like no audience, and it's really depressing.
To a room full of people looking at their notes.
Right, and that's what stand-up comedy is. Like by the roots, like everyone has to go through that, and I love those places. I go to them almost every day. Like it's fine, but it's cool when people do things that make it an open mic, but like on top of that, something that really fun for the audience to witness.
Yeah,
like people doing their set and also like getting a pie thrown in their face at a random moment, or like I had a game there one time where I couldn't pause for more than like a second.
Oh,
I think.
The buzzer?
Yeah, or they would hit a buzzer on me, so I had to just do my material without pausing, which threw everything off. Like everything I thought was good about my set was just thrown so far into outer space. It was just like, and then I would pause too long and get the buzzer, and then have to start the joke over, and it was a mess. But the audience loved it. It was, it makes it fun for people to witness. Which is a genius.
I think my favorite game is the most frustrating game. You're Killing It.
Oh, that.
Do you remember when? Okay, so Tyler Snodgrass. So You're Killing It is where the comedian tells their jokes just as is, and the audience has to react like it is the funniest shit they've ever heard in their lives. They lose their goddamn minds. And Tyler Snodgrass, very funny gentleman, went up and did, what was it, like 4 minutes of horse puns. To a crowd that was kicking chairs over, running up and down the aisle, just fucking...
What a good time!
It was the most fun thing.
Yeah. It sounds crazy, but that was like one of the hardest I've ever laughed in my life. Because you're laughing at his jokes were amazing. Tyler Snodgrass, again, like... Not to pat him on the back again, but that guy is funny as shit.
Yeah. I'm impressed that he had 4 minutes of horse puns.
Oh yeah, he's a really clever guy. And
his Halloween costume was Shark Twain.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah. There's just a gray mustache and a shark hat. And had a lot of puns that dealt with sharks and Mark Twain. And that was brilliant. But that paired with just the audience needing to laugh, like listening to people like need to laugh at the joke was like funnier than anything.
Oh, it's amazing.
I wonder how improv is on Halloween.
Oh,
have you guys done shows on Halloween or like close to?
Yes.
Oh.
I wore my speed suit. I wore my speed suit for a week.
A Venture
Going
Brothers
out to nights.
speed suit?
Yeah. I went out as Dean Venture every night Halloween week. And like, was the only person in costume at most of the mics. I was like, you guys, it's Halloween! What are you doing? Why are you wasting my time not wearing a costume?
I bet that suit got so smelly real fast. Speed suit!
Surprisingly, no. I have never washed it. I'm kind of afraid to wash it. That's pretty gross.
I did a week as Jeff Foxworthy. Where I just had grown out my mustache and shaved the rest of my face, and then wore like a suit coat and t-shirt or whatever Jeff Foxworthy wears.
I remember that at Mike with No Head, the Halloween one. Yeah, because that was before I met you, and I was like, oh shit.
I pretty much just like dressed as Jeff Foxworthy. And did a Jeff Foxworthy impression and just made fun of other comedians in the crowd.
Oh, wonderful.
So it went over well to the comedy crowd, but overall it was ridiculous.
That was fucking charming.
And I looked like a fucking
So
moron
strange.
with those. I had a huge Foxworthy mustache that I grew out just to do that joke. Spoiler alert, I might do it again this October. But.
Oh no, I've already got my Halloween costume for the rest of my life. This speed suit is not going on.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be Blake's Jeff Foxworthy for Halloween.
Yeah.
I can't grow a mustache. What are you talking about? You can grow a big puby beard, but then all around my mouth is just blonde. It's the worst. Doesn't work.
It's baby Jeff Foxworthy.
And we'll be right back. welcome back to Fuzzy People. We're here with music liaison Tony Melville and our special guest Blake Burkhart. And we are going to play a fun game that, due to possible copyright reasons, we have changed the name. It is now called Questiny.
Bum, bum, bum.
So we're going to basically do an improvised story, and Blake is going to be our protagonist. Rich and I will be the fates, and Tony will be on sound effects / non-player characters. So, let's begin. Blake, you awake in a sterile white room. You're lying on a table, and there's a very bright light above you. You look around the room and you see that there are some drawers and what looks to be a door. You can either inspect the drawers or
Go for the door, break it down, slam on it.
I'm gonna. This is the point where I answer. I'm gonna inspect the drawers, see if there's anything to, just kill myself with. Is that the
So you rifle through the drawers. You find what looks to be some weird sheets of plastic. They look like plastic. You're not quite sure. A couple weird metal instruments. None of them sharp, though. As you pick up one of the instruments and take a closer look, it has this weird shimmering as if it's shifting its size and shape within your hand. And as you look closer, you hear the door slide open.
And in come two very small gray creatures. Bald. Big eyes, no eyelids. They wander around and they come into you, and you step back a little bit, but not far enough, and they start inspecting your buttocks.
Are they sexy? You didn't.
Not very. Not very at all. You can't.
Depends on how sexy you find no eyelids.
Yeah. You like that staring?
So very sexy.
Yeah. So either you put your hands back and cover up your butt, or
you aim for their throats.
I'm gonna aim for the throats of these guys. Got to get rid of them, right? They're not sexy. They're
As you aim with the metal object at the gray's throats, the non-sexy gray's throats, they seem to move like water. You can't seem to get a handle.
Oh man!
And one of them pulls what looks like a ray gun on you.
Oh my god!
Do you duck or
do you jump right for that ray gun and try to rip it from their hands?
I'm going for the ray gun, man. I'm no punk.
So
no punk ass. give me that ray gun. If I could take that shit.
If their
That
eyes,
was the sound of struggle.
Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going for the ray gun.
if their eyes could grow wider, they would have. They've never seen a human do such a thing.
Yeah, that's right.
You rip the ray gun out of their tiny gecko-like hands. It takes some struggle, but you get it out of there, and you point it right at them.
Freeze, motherfucker.
You say. And you hold it to them, but you don't shoot just yet. You look at them, dead in their big black eyes, and you think, should I pull the trigger, or
should I tie them up?
I'm gonna tie these guys up.
Alright.
I got the upper hand. See what they deal with nuts all over.
They're not very big, and they're not attractive.
They're not sexy.
They're not sexy. Just tie them on up.
Let's tie them up. I'm not gonna kill them. I'm not a killer. Yeah.
So the only thing you find in the room are your own clothing. So you find yourself tying one alien up with your shirt. It works pretty effectively. The pants work better, though. And you find yourself racing down the hallway, out the door, in your skivvies.
Oh yeah.
So, you come to a pass. There's a large archway on your left. Do you go through that archway, or do you
duck back and go back to the gray guys and pistol whip them?
I never encouraged pistol whipping. I'm gonna go through that archway, I suppose.
Okay. The minute you set foot through the archway, you hear meh, 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 meh. Do you continue running, or do you
shoot yourself in the foot? Because, God, that alarm is pretty creepy. Or do you shoot around trying to shoot that alarm? That's one choice. You shoot yourself in the foot and you start shooting into the air to throw out that alarm.
Well, given the two choices, I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot and then start shooting my laser beam around. So I'm going to keep running, I think.
Okay. So you're running through this hall, and as you see what looks like a door opens up in front of you, and all these greys start pouring in. They've pinpointed your location. They all have their weapons drawn.
That's how they sound.
Yeah. Creepy. Not sexy
Not
at all.
sexy.
Oh my god, these guys aren't sexy.
All at once they pounce, and you're covered in tiny bodies. And
all over.
All over. And you keep hearing that and then your eyes open. And you're in your bed, and there's a wet spot, and your pants are cold, and you just had the weirdest wet dream ever. The end!
Oh my god! I don't like the end at all! So do I like jizz in my dream, or do they pee the bed?
Apparently you really, you were fighting that attraction to those aliens.
Oh, so
you found them pretty sexy.
Oh, so I jizzed.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Boxes cemented.
Man, I went down the wrong road, man. I chose the wrong adventure. Copyright.
Joke's on you. All roads led to jizz.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Turns out they were sexy after all.
Alright. Not the worst way I've ever woken up. I'll live with it.
Thank you so much for playing this episode of
Questiny. Working title.
Okay.
All right, and so for our last segment, we're gonna play a quick round of the Super Fun game. Blake, you have no idea what this is, but it's basically growing up. My family would always play this game in car rides. The beauty of the Super Fun game is that it is not a game at all. Whatsoever. It is literally just free word association.
Have fun.
Oh, I love it.
It's surprisingly fun. And so for our starting word, we go to Merriam-Webster's word of the day, and the word is retinue, a group of retainers or attendants.
What? A group of
Retainers or attendants.
Attendance, so it could just be an audience,
Yeah.
basically.
It's the
Kind of
first
apt,
word that
actually.
comes to mind.
So I just say a word, or I say,
Yeah.
shitty.
Valet.
Hotel.
Sommelier.
Wonderful.
Rainbows.
Unicorns.
Horn.
Sex.
Cold.
Hard nipples. Sorry, that's 2 words.
Hyphenate.
Hard nipped.
No, that was my word. It was
Yeah.
hyphenate.
Oh, yeah. Struggle.
Ropes.
Whips.
Indiana Jones.
Hyphenated.
Temple.
Statue.
Mosque.
Islam? Yes. Good luck. Good luck with this one, motherfucker.
Jesus.
Best offense is a good defense, right?
Profit.
Dinero.
Robert. I've never heard that laugh before.
Am I supposed to go off of dinero then?
Yep.
after Robert? Oh, God damn it. Pacino.
Scarface.
Hair lip.
Walking Phoenix hyphenate.
Master.
Walk hard. Hyphenate.
Boner.
Growing pains.
TGIF. Abbreviated.
Corey.
Shelley.
I don't. Hallman. I don't know. This is the only I knew a Shelley in the school. This is the only one.
Hallman.
Yeah, that's a name. Sorry. Good luck.
Well,
Caulfield.
Kaufman.
Loogie.
Sinus infection.
Hyphenated.
Sneeze.
Hyphenated.
Nettie.
Pot.
Dank.
Brief.
God damn it. Bong.
Is that onomatopoetic?
Belding, as in the principal.
Screech.
Nerd.
Lockers.
Books.
Good reads. I don't know.
Novels.
Booking.
Bookie.
Horses.
Zebras.
Saddle.
Saddlebags.
Back to whips and chains. Should we just
Whips
call
and
it?
chains.
One
Should we
more.
just call it?
That was
One more
four
round?
words.
One more round. Alright.
Back to that's 5. That's 5. Do your math better.
Am I up?
I guess.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
up.
know.
You're
There
up.
are no rules to this game, really.
Slavery. You said whips and chains. What do you want?
Fields.
Pastries. Like Mrs. Fields. I don't know. Flaky.
That's a sweet one.
Flaky.
Breakfast.
Hash browns.
Hash. Wait, that doesn't work. I don't know.
Bong.
Maybe, yeah, let's...
I think we'll call it there. That was a very, very, very fun run of the super fun game.
Super fun.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. This has been episode 5 of Fuzzy People. You can find Fuzzy People on machineculture.com, coming soon to iTunes once my debit card arrives. I lost it. Blake, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah. Did you just make a fart noise with your hand? Oh, yeah.
I can also do it with my
I'd
eye.
like to plug Jesse with his oh my god.
What skills?
I'm sorry.
You know what? That's all I have to plug is those 2 fart noises. No, I'd like to shout out a few comedians. Bill Gavertz. Stephen King is a genius. Nick Martin. John Mark-Jaluski, super underrated. Amazing comedian.
The summer tour.
Yeah, we're going to do a show on his roof. John Marshall's roof. I don't know if I want that out to the entire internet, but he'll be really unhappy with me.
How many listeners do you think we have, Blake?
If it's more than 5, then John will be really upset.
That's fair. That is John. Who are these people in my home?
Other than that, yeah, I run a show every Sunday at the California Clipper, which I think is the best bar in the city of Chicago. You can find that at California and Augusta. That's every Sunday. Doors open 8:30. We're in there hanging out, drinking, and the show starts at 9. All the lineups coming up are amazing, so please come by. Other than that, there's the Whip Theater in Edison Park that isn't officially open yet, but I think it will be open very, very soon. It's going to be a new comedy club. Going to be running a show there, and my buddy Tony Valley is putting the whole thing together. He's a brilliant guy, and literally is starting a comedy club out of nothing. So fucking kudos to him.
Hell yeah!
Everybody, yeah, support it. You can find it on just Google Web Theater and check that shit out. And yeah, that's it for me.
Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm Blake J. Burkhart. I think I'm just Blake Burkhart. I don't even know. I never go on Twitter. I'm on Twitter technically, but don't bother following me there. Friend me on Facebook, Blake Burkhart.
All right.
And that's it. Yeah, that's it for me.
Fantastic. Rich?
Yeah. I wish I had something good going on, but hey, that's machine culture for you. It's good.
Yeah. Well, you're on Twitter.
I am on the Twitter. I have just one. You can find me at Kniazuk, at Kniazuk. I'm so glad there are maybe like 20 Kniazuks in America. I got the Twitter. Suck it, Kniazuks.
That's your family.
I don't know.
Probably.
I haven't
With
been
a
on
name like
Ancestry.com. I don't know if these people are my family, but they are pretty cool, according to Google.
Tony, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
No.
Catch him on the DePaul campus. Being studious. Who am I kidding? Procrastinating.
Yeah, pretty much. I should be doing homework right now.
This is more fun. So I'm on Twitter at Jesse Nicholas, JESSENICOLAUS. Good luck trying to find it if I didn't spell it. And special thanks to the Town Hall Pub for hosting our release party.
Woo!
It was very fun. I had a
Yeah.
blast. Got very drunk.
Very good and drunk. Good strong islands out there.
Yeah.
Strong Island iced teas.
Also, special thanks to musician Mike Megan for letting us use his music as our intro and outro.
Thanks as always.
Yeah, you can find him at RXM Reality on Facebook and SoundCloud. And that's it for this episode, guys. Thanks for listening. We love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, we did it! Podcast.